Look up from most places in the centre of Lisbon, Portugal, and you will see the Castle of St George, or Lisbon Castle. It is a very impressive castle, heavily restored and rebuilt in the 1940s. It's hard not to be impressed by its large towers and battlements, impressive ditch and strong walls. And then there's also the peacocks. This video aims to provide a brief history, context and visiting tips for Lisbon Castle. I aim to visit and make short videos on many castles, in addition to my regular ones, so please like, subscribe and click the alerts bell for future releases. Thank you for watching Eclectic Experience, change seen through images. St George Castle is located here in Lisbon, Portugal. It is a protected monument in the centre of Lisbon and is a very popular visitor attraction. So starting with the name, why does a castle in Portugal have the same name as the patron saint of England? Well, there is a connection. A Portuguese king, John I, was married to an English noblewoman, Philippa of Lancaster, and he gave it this name in her honour. Incidentally, this marriage helped lead to the Treaty of Windsor in 1386 between England and Portugal, an alliance which incredibly is still in force today. In addition, St George was also a popular saint in Portugal. Back to the castle itself, archaeological evidence shows the site was occupied before the Romans. Then the various invaders, including the Visigoths and the Moors, extended and modified the castle. Excavations of earlier parts of it can be found at this part of the site, under and around this building. Then the castle, along with the rest of Lisbon, was destroyed by a massive earthquake in 1755. It was then in ruins, but what we see today was largely rebuilt in the 1940s, roughly following what the Moorish building would have looked like. The castle gives great views over the local area and the all-important river, providing an excellent defensive position. There are cannons and guns laid out around the site. More information on the archaeology and history of the site is also available in the museum, which incidentally has these very impressive restored arches and probably an even more impressive recreated ceiling. Just outside the museum, there is this bizarre sign asking visitors not to lean on this statue's foot. I assume that in the past it has actually been snapped off, and it does look a bit vulnerable. One of the best parts to visit, but only if you have a head for heights, is walking around the battlements. Be warned, the balustrade is really quite low in places, but if you're up to it, it is well worth it, as the views are superb. The wall walks are quite extensive and provide a good idea of the scale and significance of the castle, which must have been very impressive in its heyday. And what we see today is a good recreation, if not entirely authentic. From the wall walk, you can also visit the Camera Obscura, for which there are regular tours. Back on the ground, the peacocks can actually be quite a surprise if you're not expecting them, as the females are fairly well camouflaged. The males, in contrast, are very easy to spot. These are the toilets that are on the site. It was actually quite hard to see them at first, as the peacocks were using the railings to perch on. The castle itself is easy to reach, as Lisbon has a great public transport system with both metro and trams. The biggest challenge though is the hills. Lisbon is built on several hills and the castle is on the highest. So it doesn't really matter where you go, there's a lot of walking. I walked up some steps to get to the castle. As you can see, They are very steep. I really enjoy visiting this castle. It is incredibly impressive, great battlement walks with amazing views, and with the added bonus of the peacocks, which I wasn't expecting. Well worth a visit. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this interesting. Please like, click alerts for future releases and subscribe. Brought to you by Eclectic Experience. Change seen through images.